Globally, there are more fake plastic lawn flamingos than real ones. And you tailors don't know this about me, but in my backyard, I've got a beautiful hammock with 3 pink flamingos. It's so the HOA can't see it. It's just a little way I'm trashing it up for fun.
So what's the draw for pink flamingos? I don't get it.
To me, it's just it's character and weirdness and fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Like our frogs. We have frogs in our yard.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's not out front. And again, the HOA can't see it. So, pink
We did have a flamingo float for the pool one year.
It's big and
it kept
broke.
blowing.
Yeah.
And it went away.
Yep.
Well,
Never
I was
back again.
talking about the pink flamingos because there is a group out there called Parrot Heads, and they love the party lifestyle. They'll have the fake flamingos at the concert, when Jimmy Buffett was around to go see them and things like that. But a court battle, unfortunately, is brewing over his $275 million estate. His widow, Jane, and I think they were married for like 46 years, by the way, and the co-trustee of the estate have filed lawsuits against one another. And from what I read that bothers me, I don't understand all the legalities. The co-trustee and the widow are receiving about the same amount each year. And Jimmy Buffett, he had a lot of enterprises, lots of stuff going on with his money. And some are saying that this situation offers some important lessons for families planning wealth transfers, maybe not 246 million or 75 million, dollars in a transfer. But have you heard about this happening on a smaller scale of where people have things set up, but it doesn't necessarily go exactly the way they envisioned?
Well, the problem is sometimes people leave too many loopholes,
right?
Too many things left to interpretation. And I'm wondering if the co-trustee is another family member,
He's not. He was a longtime business associate.
Oh, just a business associate. Okay. Well, when it comes to how we transition our wealth, it can be done basically in 3 ways. You could do absolutely no planning whatsoever, and whatever you leave behind goes what is called intestate, meaning that it goes through probate and the probate court judge decides who gets what and how much and all that good stuff. So it's up to the judge. People can plead their case, I guess, as to how, worthy they are of receiving and getting inheritance. Now, it is interesting. One of our clients whose dad and mom owned a farm, they had a farm hand that was kind of the farm hand, kind of the handyman around the farm for probably 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And so when the mom finally passed away, and even though she had a will, and we'll dig into that a little bit more here in a minute, she had a will, and the farmhand had some random sheet of paper that he said that that both of them had signed years before, saying that he could buy the farm at a fraction of its value when they both passed away for all of his faithful years of service on the farm, which the kids knew nothing about. It wasn't in the will. It wasn't in any of the other documents. It was just like a letter so this thing drug out for years, going back and forth in court. And ultimately the guy won.
Really?
He got to buy the farm. I believe it was like half the value.
Wow.
So who knows? The parents never mentioned it to the kids. No one else ever knew. It was this random letter. And
that's what a judge thought.
Yeah, just kind of a weird situation there. But so things can go intestate where the judge gets to decide. Things can be weird like that. You can have a will. Now, it's really interesting to me. With a will, a lot of times people think if they have a will that it's just going to go directly to their heirs.
Right.
And that it won't go through the probate process. And the probate process really isn't the end of the world, but it isn't a necessary thing. You can avoid it very easily with just some pre-planning.
Okay.
What's the problem with probate? Well, one of the problems with probate is it gives people an opportunity to contest.
I see.
Even if everything's spelled out in a will, just like that situation I just talked about, where the farmhand came into play,
Mhm.
he was able to contest the will, which said it went to the 3 kids, and ended up, after a long, long battle, winning.
That's
So it's kind of
crazy.
an interesting,
Mm-hmm.
interesting turn of events. Another problem with probate is there's unnecessary costs, because
Right.
there's attorney's fees involved. Whoever the um, executor of the will is can charge a fee, uh, and then all the court costs and things that go along with that are involved in the probate process. Time.
Mhm.
It can take anywhere from 6 months to years.
Yeah, and if you're like me, that's the worst part of it, because I had to deal with an estate a couple
Yeah,
years back of a family member, and it's just like you just want to cross something off your list.
Mm.
Can't. There's
right.
always something else that they come up with or find, or some account or something that needs closed out or addressed, and it's just a like an arbitrage over your head.
Yes. Yeah. And like in your case, there was only 2 things. There was one account, I think bank account, and then there was a car.
Right.
And it took months.
Oh,
Really?
it took 2 years.
Well,
What do
that's
you mean
true.
months?
That's true. It
Because then I
did.
had to close out the tax returns.
Yeah.
That was the big hang up, waiting on the IRS for
Oh,
that.
wow.
So, yeah. So even with a will, I always say, if you have a will, you will go through probate,
Right.
because the purpose of probate is to make sure your will is true and valid.
Mm.
So it can be cumbersome, it can be challenged, it can be costly, it can take time, and something not everybody is eager to do is make their business a matter of public record.
Mhm.
I don't need people knowing my business. What do you mean, make it a matter of public record?
Everything that goes through probate is a matter of public record. You can look it up,
Huh.
and
I
some
didn't know that.
businesses actually look up those things so they can, guess what,
Figure out
get
if they. Oh, I was thinking, figure out if they want to hire you, but that makes more sense.
look and
Marketing.
find that out and say, oh, maybe I can contact the family and maybe they'll let me list the house.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe other people will come involved and they want to auction off stuff or whatever. There's lots of different businesses that could benefit by knowing your business. And if you want to keep it private, then there's ways to do so, but probate is not one of those ways. So we talked about intestate, doing nothing, having no plans. We talked about having a will, the most basic type of estate planning. And then there is different types of trust planning.
Mhm.
And think about it like this: when there's a revocable type of a trust, and there's an irrevocable type of a trust.
Okay.
The revocable type, you basically keep all control.
Right.
You put it in the trust, you created it, you control it. It's basically business as usual. It's just in the name of a trust. And anything titled in the name of the trust avoids probate. Why? Because that's the law. That's just how it works. So if you want to avoid probate, that's one way. Another way to avoid probate is to just name beneficiaries on everything. You can name beneficiaries on IRAs. You can name beneficiaries on life insurance. You can name beneficiaries on annuities. You can even name beneficiaries on bank accounts. It's called POD,
Payable
payable
on death.
on death. That's right. Or you can do it on titles like automobile titles,
Hmm.
TOD, transfer.
For on. Okay.
In Ohio, you can do that on your home. You can put transfer on death on your home.
Now, one thing, Greg, to point out, because we've been talking about all this legal stuff, that's a big part of retirement
Yep.
as well. We don't do that in house. We're not attorneys here.
No.
Right.
We feel like you've done a good job saving all your life. You deserve having a firm that's established in that area to address the needs specifically to what you need. So whether it's elder law, whether it's estate planning,
Mm-hmm.
special needs planning, we have attorneys that we actually refer our clients to for those things.
That's true, because I don't believe that financial advisors can be the best attorneys, even though some are. And I don't necessarily think attorneys can be the best financial advisors either. I think you need to specialize in an area.
There's a
Right.
phrase
Good at what you do.
that comes to mind: "Jack of all trades, master of none."
Exactly. And it's hard to be all things to all people. But even with attorneys, we have certain ones we recommend for different things. We've got one person We only recommend to this person special needs trusts
Mhm.
work because that's what they specialize in. They only do special needs trusts.
Mhm.
And if you have a special needs child, you don't want them to get a big chunk of money because guess what? They'll lose benefits. So there's ways to protect them through a special needs trust. One person we use just for that. Elder law, we work with what I believe is the best elder law firm in the city.
Known them for years
We've
and
known
years.
them for years. They
haven't always referred to them, but now we pretty much refer to them exclusively.
Correct for that because they take their duty seriously. They're not salespeople. They really want to help people, and that's a big thing in this world. So I really have good faith in this firm. And for estate planning, we have people we have a couple different ones for estate planning because some estates are more complicated
Right.
than other estates. So it's really important to know why you're being referred to a certain firm. And for instance, we refer people for Medicare supplements, getting help with the Medicare Advantage plans if that's what they choose to do. And the person, I've known this person since 1994, and that's all they do.
Way
So,
back in the 90s. That's
yeah,
a way long time ago.
we can add that as part of what we do, but that's not our expertise.
Hmm.
So we send that off to be done there. So whether it's a revocable trust, whether it's an irrevocable trust, which can be used to help protect assets from Medicaid spend down for nursing home, there's things that can be done there when it's appropriate. So all in all, we don't want to happen to anybody what's happened to the Buffett's family,
Mm-hmm.
his wife Jane, for anybody to go through all the hassle. You're already burdened over the loss of someone you love dearly. Don't be burdened over the red tape that comes after.
And again, Legacy Retirement Group, our team is not full of estate planning attorneys or elder law attorneys, but you guys have put together a great resource. We've been talking about resources on today's show, the Guarding Your Legacy checklist. And we're going to make that available to you listening today. But Greg, Kristen, who do you think would be best suited for?
Anybody that is over the age of 60 that isn't confident that they've got the right plan for their legacy that they want to leave behind.